Namaste. All right, let me settle into this because this is one of those topics that I've thought about for a very long time, and I'm scared it might turn into another long video. But you know what? If you call yourself a healer, or you've come across people who call themselves healers, or you've just wondered, what the hell does a healer even mean? If you'd like to know that, please stay with me. This video is going to make things a bit clearer for you, I hope. Let me start with something simple. Healing is one of the most misunderstood words in the modern world. People throw it around like confetti. Like energy healers, shadow healers, trauma healers, crystal healers, sound healers, even quantum healers. And sometimes it feels magical, and sometimes it feels pretty scammy. And honestly, there's a reason for that. There's a very thin line between real healing and nonsense. I'll tell you a story from my own family so that you understand what I mean. My great-grandfather, his name was Mamin, and people called him Mamin Vaidyan. Vaidyan means an Ayurvedic doctor. He was also a practicing yogi, a Vaidyan, and a healer in the old Vedic sense. People used to walk miles to meet him. He would literally pick a leaf, any leaf, from any plant nearby, give it to the person, and they would get healed. And here's the thing. He never charged anyone anything, not a single paisa. People would sometimes leave fruits or betel leaves at the doorstep because they were grateful. Now, was that magic? No, it was understanding. It was the Vedic science of energy, body, karma, prana, and the science of consciousness. But again, it's a thin line between healing and scamming, because someone else doing the same thing today would be called a scammer, a snake oil salesman. And this is why we need clarity on the subject of healing. And since we are talking about healers, let's go into one name almost every human recognizes as the greatest healer: Jesus. Even outside religion, even outside Christianity, people admire him because he healed in a way that wasn't just physical. He healed minds, he healed hearts, identities, stories. He healed fear, healed shame, guilt. He healed fragmented people. In Vedic language, Jesus had overflowing prana shakti, a presence that reorganizes others without doing anything dramatic. That's the essence of a true healer. In Vedic wisdom, healing is not fixing. Healing is removing what blocks your natural state. There are three types of healers in the Vedic system. The first is the physical healer. Vaidya. This is the Ayurvedic doctors, working with herbs, the balance of doshas, working with breath, working with body rhythms and detoxification, working with diet, food, nature, and lifestyle. This heals the physical body, the Annamaya Kosha in Sanskrit. The second type of healer is called the Mantrik or Tantric, the subtle body healer. This is healing through sound, mantra, vibration, through rituals, mudra, through yantra, and through prana and subtle channels. This heals the mind and energy body called Manomaya and Pranamaya Kosha. Then we have the spiritual healers, the presence-based healer, also called Upasaka. Now this is the rarest kind of healer. Their consciousness itself heals you. Their presence settles you down. They don't do anything. Your nervous system just reorganizes around their energy. This heals the causal body, the karana sharira, your deepest karmic patterns. And at this point, let me say something clearly. If healing sounds too woo-woo for you, or you don't believe in this energy stuff, then start with knowledge. Because Vedic wisdom is very clear about this. The Charaka Samhita says that ignorance creates disease and clarity restores health. Most emotional pain, most mental stress, most fear, most trauma, and almost all confusion comes from misunderstanding your own nature. So if you think that the unconventional healing is woo-woo, then knowledge is the first medicine, always. So what is a healer really? In the Vedic sense, a healer is someone who removes interference. They help you uncover the natural intelligence that already is inside you. Healing equals removing what blocks your natural state. Your natural state obviously is peace, clarity, joy. And your natural state is also courage, intuition, compassion, strength. Your natural state is flow. Healing is simply returning to what you already are. Now let's be honest. Western medicine is unbelievable when it comes to certain things. Trauma, emergency, surgery, amazing at infections, saving lives, acute care. It's brilliant. Life-saving. No arguments. But when it comes to depression, anxiety, grief, chronic pain, autoimmune conditions, psychosomatic illness, when it comes to fatigue, insomnia, digestive disorders, and even existential emptiness, Western medicine often hits a wall. Because these are not physical disorders. They are energy plus mind plus emotional plus karmic disorders. You cannot treat karmic wounds with with antibiotics. You cannot treat emotional poisoning with steroids. You cannot treat spiritual disconnection with painkillers. Vedic healing begins where Western medicine stops. And let's talk about what actually happens when healing happens. Healing happens when your prana reorganizes, when your breath opens, when your intellect becomes clear, when your emotional knots loosen, when your karmic impressions reduce when your fear dissolves, when your inner narrative shifts, when your identity softens and your nervous system settles, and when your consciousness expands. This is why a healer doesn't fix you. They help you meet yourself. We must talk about why healing doesn't work for some people. Why healing doesn't work for some people. You can give someone the best healer, the best knowledge, and still nothing changes. Why? The Vedic wisdom says that there are two main blocks. Fear closes the energetic channels. Fear contracts prana. Fear tightens the emotional body. In Sanskrit, bhayam is paralysis of life force. Bhayam means fear. A fearful mind cannot receive healing because it closes itself from the inside. The next thing that stops healing is doubt. Doubt disconnects the pranic circuits. In the Upanishads, doubt is called Hridaya Durbalya, weakness of the heart. Doubt blocks the flow of higher intelligence. Doubt tells the mind that nothing will work. Where there is doubt, prana cannot enter. And here are some solutions to cure doubt from the Vedas. The Vedas are extremely practical. That they say you must remove the emotional fog before healing begins. And here's how. Trust in the possibility of healing, or it's called Shraddha. This is not blind faith. It's openness. It means, I don't know how, but I'm open to healing. This simple openness relaxes your nervous system and allows prana to move in again. The next solution is swadhyaya, self-study, or understanding. Knowledge breaks fear, and clarity breaks doubt. When you know why you fear something, half the healing is done already. The other solution is satsang, being around clarity, being around wise people, being around calm people, grounded people. That shifts your energy automatically. The Upanishad says company is medicine. Then there's pranayama, breath, to open blocks. Fear is exhaled and courage is inhaled. Slow breathing reorganizes your entire inner system. If nothing works, there's asha, or hope. Hope anchored in wisdom, not in fantasy, not everything will be okay, but the deep knowing that life supports growth, not destruction. When this enters your mind, healing just floods in. Let me leave you with this. Healing is not magic. Healing is not performance. It's not glamorous. Healing is not supernatural. Healing is alignment. It's the gentle returning of your mind, body, and energy. Returning to the rhythm that they were born with. So, if you're seeking healing, start with knowledge. Start with clarity. Understand things. And start with dissolving fear and doubt. And if you've been confused by the word healer, I hope this video gave you a moment of peace. A moment where something inside you relaxed and said, oh, this makes sense now. Because that moment right there is healing too. Namaste.